Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's whiskey time. Whiskey friends, far and wide. We are live. What's up, everybody? I am Eric, your humble malt user, and it is Tasty Tuesday happy hour. Warming things up tonight. A little bit of the brand new, somewhat recently released Four Square Rum, 2009 vintage, 12 years ex-bourbon. Quite a tasty one. And a hell of a way to warm up your palate. Let me tell you that. We got 3 hours of whiskey chat. I'm sorry. No, we don't. We have an hour at least of whiskey chat coming at you tonight. I do have a whiskey that I am going to be opening for y'all. I've actually just opened it and got it resting in the glass. We'll get into that. I also have an announcement about the Patreon raffle. So before we get into all that good stuff, let me say hi to folks who are early birds in the chat. First in the door, East Texas. It's Daniel. What's up, buddy? Great to see you. Jupiter, Florida. Mr. Gerbic. How are you, Mr. Gerbic? Good to have you in the house. We got the southern part of the U.S. getting covered with folks already. They're chatting back and forth. Great, great, great. Winston, the whiskey cat, acting like a fool over there. What else is new? Gerbic's drinking. Ooh, Daniel's warming up with the Balcones single malts. Excellent choice, sir. Excellent choice. Looks like Mr. Gerbic's got something in the glass too. Glenlivet Solera. Ooh, I'm not sure if I've heard of that one. Stop it. Glenlivet Solera. I've heard of a Glenfiddich Solera. Is it a travel retail exclusive? Yeah, good question. Oh, he did mean the Glenfiddich. Okay, the Glenfiddich 15 Solera. Yeah. That's a tasty dram. Hope you're enjoying that, sir. Paris, France. It is Greg's Whiskey Guide. What up, Greg? Good to see you, sir. Northern California, Bay Area. It's Gary. Waves back at you, sir. Good to have you in the house. Who else we got in? They're all chatting back and forth. Talking about rum. Dourley's. Yeah. The Dourley's 12, man. Cheap one. Still haven't had the 2009. Yeah, I luckily just got my hands on it. Found a few. It looks like they've raised the price. They're getting close to 100 now. I guess I'm not surprised by that, but man, it's a good one again. A little sweeter than the other, less fruity, but man, it is just absolutely delicious. 2008 is my favorite. I think I like it a little bit more than this one, but I mean, we're splitting hairs here. This is seriously great rum. Yeah, I think I like the 2008 a little bit more, but I mean, they're both just so damn good. They're really doing magical stuff over there at Foursquare. I hear you on that. Saw a video about it, but I don't remember whose channel it was. Heard a comparison on the Good Dram Show. Finished metal. Nice. All right. Yes. Yeah, this is a bourbon cask. Just south of Chicagoland, my fellow Illini in whiskey. It's Chris. What's up, man? Great to see you, sir. Hawaiian Islands, Oahu, it's Juan. Greetings, Juan. Nice to see you. Ontario, Canada's in the house. Peter White, what's up? Northern Ireland, Whiskey Straight Al, what's happening? Cohen, SoCal. What's up, man? I'll raise a glass of the Foursquare 2009 to you, sir. Good to see Cohen in the house. All right. We got 10 folks in. This is great. Let's get things going. So first and foremost, I apologize for not being on last week. Was dealing with a bit of a health situation. Got really sick. Clearly, I'm on the mend. Back in the saddle. So sorry about missing that last week, folks. Patreons, I did get you a special early release of my next review, given I did not have one last week. And speaking of Patreons, as I mentioned 2 weeks ago on the show, it's raffle time right now. And everybody who is a Patreon supporter at any level by about, 8:45 Eastern time tonight will automatically be entered into the raffle for the samples. So here is the link. If you'd like to support the show on Patreon, the link is in the chat. Here is what is up for raffle tonight. As folks know, I do this a couple times a year just to show some love to those who go above and beyond to support the Malt Muser Whiskey Review channel. I appreciate you all. There will be 3 winners in the Patreon raffle tonight, and I will announce the winners. Yeah, like I said, about 8:45 Eastern, so about 45 minutes to an hour from now. Here's how it's going to work. I will take everybody who is on the active Patreon list. I will put you into a website called random.org. I will randomize everybody's names, and the top 3 folks will win. So this is the way it's going to work. Third place this round is going to get a sample of the discontinued Glengoyne 15, along with a sample of the Digits bourbon, which is Scottie Pippen's bourbon. Second place, you will get the Glengoyne 15, the Digits bourbon, and a sample of the brand new Lafroig Cartier 2021 cask strength PX cask. In first place, we'll get Glengoyne 15, Digits bourbon, Lafroig Cartier 2021 PX cask strength, and Balvenie 21 single barrel. So there will be 3 winners. I will announce them, like I said, just about 45 minutes to an hour from now. Everybody who is a active Patreon supporter at any level is automatically involved in this raffle. So basically, once I announce those winners, I will DM or email everybody who won and work out getting you these samples over the next coming weeks. So you do have about plenty of time still to jump in if you want to be part of this. And again, thanks everybody for the support. While that's going on, I will remind folks about that a couple more times tonight before we do the big raffle giveaway. But tonight I have a whiskey, which I have just cracked open and in the glass, that I'm going to taste with everybody tonight. This whiskey is from a distillery called Ben Nevis. And the bottle in particular is an independent bottling from Archives. We'll talk a bit about what that means. This bottle in particular, it is 21-year-old single cask Ben Nevis, 48.2% ABV. And I just opened it about 20 minutes ago, so I have it resting here in the glass, treating it like a 21-year-old whiskey should be treated, getting nice amount of oxygen in that bad boy. And we'll see what it turns out to be. I'm looking forward to it. Ben Nevis, I would love to hear in the chat what are folks' opinions about Ben Nevis. It is a distillery that's flies a bit under the radar and is also, a bit, let's say characterful, unique. I don't know how we want to put it. Ben Nevis is definitely a distillery that is not your a Scotch that most people start with when they start on their journey. It definitely brings its own unique flair and complexity to the palate. So I'm looking forward to trying this very well-aged Ben Nevis tonight. In the meantime, I'm going to finish up this Foursquare rum, say hi to some new folks who are jumping in the chat as I see Ben Demon Hunter's in the house up in Alberta, Canada. It is good to see you, sir. Always good to have Ben Demon Hunter in the house. What's going on with Cohen? Compass Box Orchard House. Not as fruity as advertised. Mediocre, and Glenmorangie 10 is fruitier. Wow, that's a bummer. Damn. Paul in Montreal's here. What's up, Paul? Happy Tasty Tuesday, buddy. Great to see you. And what do we got coming next? All right. That's a pretty special bottle. How'd you get that one? They had it at a local liquor store here in Chicago called Binny's. Yeah. So I was like, oh boy, I got to get my hands on this. You don't see Ben Nevis very often. I think as far as distillery releases, you only really find the 10-year-old, if that. You do see some independent bottlings of theirs. But this one just happened to cross it. So we'll be talking about that. It's got 3 of them, 10-year-old, 15, and a 25. That's awesome. James Morgan's in the house. London, Sexual Chocolate Day at Ben Demon Hunter. Ooh. You guys need to get a room? Andrew Page is in the house. Drinking a Jura. Which Jura you got there, bud? I might have missed that. Okay. All right. Let's talk Ben Nevis. Okay, so Ben Nevis, Highland Distillery. First of all, beautiful presentation on these Archives bottles. So Archives, something to tell everybody about. So Archives is, it's an independent bottling of sorts, right? It isn't like your Gordon MacPhail or your Berry Brothers and Rudd. Archives is actually the bottling name that Whiskey Base, the website, does for whiskeys. As you can see, there's the Whiskey Base logo. So here's what it has to say here. Archives. This bottle of Ben Nevis whiskey has been carefully selected by the team at whiskeyBase.com, the world's largest community of whiskey enthusiasts, over 100,000 whiskeys cataloged, etc., etc. Hence the name Archives. As an independent bottler, we go to great lengths to ensure that the whiskeys chosen are at their prime and ready to savor, always cast strength without dilution, so the real character, blah, 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 blah. So there's the numbers on all of these. So basically what we're looking at here is whiskeyBase.com website's independent bottling of Ben Nevis at 21 years old. They do have a decent amount of other ones that I've seen. Taninic, I know they do one of those. They have a Blair Athol, I mean, Kalila. There's a whole bunch of them. Here are the specs specifically on this Ben Nevis 21. And again, really love the presentation that they do on these. So this one's bottle 292. It is from Hogshead Casks. I believe it's ex-bourbon. Whiskey Base ID 135977. This is unchill filtered. It is natural color. 21 years old. Distilled November 5th, 1998. Bottled August 2019. It is 48.2% ABV. That's the tail of the tape here on this Ben Nevis 21. So let me know in the chat. Greg is a fan of Ben Nevis, as we saw. He's got some a couple different bottlings himself. And yeah, this is one that I came across. This I should mention this was $199 here in Chicago. So solid price for a 21-year-old single cask, if you ask me. And I think that may be in part due to, Ben Nevis might not just be the biggest distillery name to retailers. They're not necessarily sure they're going to sell a whole bunch of them. Who knows? So we're going to get this glass nice and coated. I've had this sitting here for about 25 minutes. Here is the color. It's a natural one and a beautiful one at that. Ben Nevis, here we go. Tropical fruit, sweet, spice, slightly savory. A lot of tropical fruit here. It's lemon, it's pineapple. Kind of characteristic of whiskeys as they get into that 20-year age range. You start getting the tropical fruit notes in a lot of them, and this one is no exception, especially on bourbon cask. There's a nice depth and richness to this honey, toffee. It's very fresh and very light, despite the fact that it definitely has what I would characterize as like a sweet, fruity nose. There's a good amount of depth here, man. Man, it's nice. Got some spice. It's got this nice kind of sawdust note, like fresh cask. Surprisingly fresh for 21 years old. A little bitter. Here we go. Medium body. Leads with the tropical fruit, not surprisingly. A lot of vanilla, caramel, toffee stuff coming through as it develops. Get a nice spice hit. Mouth-watering, juicy. It's got a bitterness to it that's pretty much the right amount. It's rounded off a bit. but medium long finish. Not bad. Man, I love the nose is fantastic on this. I expected it to be a little bit heavier than it is in terms of the viscosity on this. It is 48.2, so I mean it's not coming in too heavy, but there's a really interesting note in here that I can't quite put my finger on. It's definitely leaning on that kind of savory, almost like Mizunara to some degree. Nice. It's nice. It's relaxed. It's got some vibrancy, but it's like really easy sipping. Slightly drying on the finish, but that everything's rounded off perfectly. The 21 years is working its magic on this for sure. It's just rounding off all those, what I guess would be edgy if it was a little bit younger. White chocolate. Not bad stuff. Daniel H., what up? Huge fan of the bottle of Ben Nevis I've opened. Another one on the way. Which one is that? Top Shelf Dustin's in the house. What up, Dustin? Good to see you. Every time I hear Benny's from Chicago, I think of Highland Park. Yeah, man. We're lucky here in Chicago with the Benny's. Yeah, which Ben Nevis are you drinking? Not a big name, let's be real. That's urine colored. Yeah, man. If you're dehydrated, it sure is. Too funny. South Africa, that's all I know about them. Nothing wrong with that. No, not at all. Two Wheels Down. Who's that? Dollar. Oh, Swami. What up, man? Good to see you, sir. Debating the first edition's Ben Nevis 23 refill sherry. That seems like a good price. You're just not going to find whiskeys that old at that fair a price anymore, man. They're few and far between. Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer. It's okay. I can still swing by your mom's at least twice with that dollar, so that'll be good. Good to see you, Swami, man. I hope you've been well, brother. Yes, good evening. Gary's got 8 bottles, mostly older indies, one 15-year-old distillery. Oh, nice. Does he have a 15-year-old distillery bottle? And you never see that around here. Man, there's like this kind of like nectarine peach thing going on the nose here that you just don't pick up on a leather. This is just bursting with like fresh fruit on the nose. Sounds like you're describing my poor Ben Nevis, completely different bottle. Yeah, which one are you drinking? I might have missed it, or maybe I'm way behind in the chat. Second fill red wine. Okay. Only archives I follow is balanced. Seems like they do a good job. Yeah. Vibrancy or buoyancy? Buoyancy? Man, it's like white chocolate note in here. It's really coming through as it sits longer. It's nice. Good mix. Earthy, slightly savory, and then that sweet tropical fruit. It's working well. This is good. Definitely worth the price at $200 for sure. All he tastes is his French vanilla. French vanilla. Oh, nice. That sounds really good. Fucking Al, dude. That's funny, man. You know, the only other Ben Nevis that I've had is the 10-year-old, which is a much, I don't know what I want to say about it. It's a much more intense, very like edgy, unique whiskey. I think if you're going to compare it to anything, it kind of reminds me of like a young Craig Alecky or something. It gives you that nice bitter note. This one, however, much more refined. It's a single cask, as I mentioned, 48.2%, 21 years old. It's checking all the boxes. Great price, too, here at $200 here in Chicago. I'm sure this might be something you can find online. I dig it. Dig it for sure. It's interesting how simultaneously fresh it is on the palate, but like how deep and sophisticated it is as you drink on it, man. It's like a lot of stuff, different stuff pops up. It drinks like an older whiskey. It smells like a younger one, which I'm actually really enjoying. What up, Coates? Good to see you, man. Oh, man, that's good. Everybody knows the rules. Preliminary score taste on this, 4 out of 5. I'll do a full review of it, but easily a 4 out of 5. You like tropical fruit. Again, bourbon casks tend, as you get older, especially with these like Highland Speyside whiskeys, man, the tropical fruit notes really start popping, I find, in these older 21-year-olds. And that's just because of the cask. It's just the way it works. It's really playing well here. Juicy, man. This has got a little bit of everything going in it. 48.2. Here's another look at that. Again, Archives. This is the independent bottling from Whiskey Base. This is the first Archives bottling I've had. Based on this, they seem like they do a really good quality. I haven't had any of the younger ones, but they got a whole bunch. Yeah. Very nice, man. Cool smoke funk. Yeah, not as much smoke on this, but the funk, I know what you're talking about. It's kind of this like savory, almost fermented note. It's very subtle on this one. But killing it, man. Killing it. This makes me want to hunt more Ben Nevis bottlings for sure. Man, that's good. Oh, yeah, brother. This is a good bottle, man. No doubt about it. This is a really good bottle. And I'm really digging the fact, again, at $200 at 21 years old, single cask, they're getting few and far between. And it's not going to get any better with the way costs are going. It's just not going to get any better. You're lucky to find, whiskeys that are in that 20-year-old age range. If you're looking for something older from a distillery that you really like, I've always been kind of on the casks are the most important thing, followed, age, but age is right there. I really think this is one that hits both of those perfectly. Man. Might have to have another pour of this. Anyways, just to remind folks, we got about 25 minutes left. If you want to get in on the Patreon raffle, here is that link. Anybody that's in on Patreon and by about top of the hour, 3 winners, you'll get samples sent in the mail from me. First place or third place pick will get discontinued Glengoyne 15 and a sample of the Digits bourbon, the Scotty Pippen bourbon. Quite good stuff. Second place, Digits bourbon, Glengoyne 15, Lefroy Cartridge 2021 PX. First place, Digits bourbon, Glengoyne 15, Cartridge PX, Balvenie 21 single barrel. So those will be the 3 winning samples. If you are in and a supporter on Patreon at any level by then, you will get an opportunity to win some of those samples, and I will have them mailed out to you in a few weeks. It's just a way of saying thank you for everybody for the support, which of course I super appreciate as always. Cheers, Daniel. Cheers for his drawing winnings. Oh, look at this guy. This guy's calling. He's calling his shot, man. Well, we'll see, man. Folks want to get in and make sure Daniel doesn't run away with this. Everybody gets one chance. So. Cheers, Gary. Yeah, this should be good. I think folks will really enjoy these, and I try to do this a couple times a year just to show some love to the folks who go even harder in the paint on Patreon, which I really support, which really helps me, really supports the channel and really helps me kind of keep things going around here. And I got some more exciting things coming soon, so glad to do it. Great distillery, overlooked and overused by its owner. They recently revamped all the range, but I don't know to what extent. Oh, okay. Are you talking about Ben Nevis here? Ben Riek cast strength port cast came in the mail from KNL. Nice. Which Ben Riek cast strength port cast? Damn. So I recently just got a Ben Riek port. I don't know if this is the same one you're talking about. This is the one that I just recently got. This is the Ben Riek 17 Solstice. It's a heavily peated port finish. Now, this one's only 50%, so this is not. Is it 50? This is not cast. I'm not sure if you're talking about the same one or not. This is a second edition. Yeah, it's a heavily peated Ben Riek. This is from back in the Billy Walker days at Ben Riek. I don't think you can find these much anymore, but I got lucky and found one. Really excited about this bottling. Is this the one you're talking about, or do they have a new one? All right. What else is going on here? Man, y'all. So yeah, I should mention I'll be gone next week, so there won't be a show next week. I'm actually going to be taking a little trip abroad, going to Paris and Belgium. So may get the opportunity to go say hi to Greg. We're working on it. We'll see what we can pull off. Have you tried it yet? It's a stunner. Are you talking about the Ben Riek? No, I have not tried it yet. I'm looking forward to it though. And hopefully, Greg, if we can work things out, I'll bring a couple samples over to you from the States. Man, this Ben Riek is killing it. Or this Ben Nevis, I should say. Damn. I really like this. I think I said 4 to 5. Man, I'd almost go 4.25 as even a preliminary score on this. It's that good. Again, thanks for the super chat, Daniel. Appreciate that, brother. Man, y'all. Ben Nevis. I got to get some more of these. They're not easy to find, though, here in the States, man. I don't see Ben Nevis that often. The only Ben Nevis, so I've had the 10-year-old. I've seen I think I had a tasting once of a single cask nation, like 6 or 7-year-old. That was really solid. But I don't see those very often either. Those are tough to get my hands on. But I'll tell you, this 21 is setting the bar high for sure. I hunt Ben Nevis constantly, and I have like 8 of them from the 90s. Damn, Coates. You see these out in Kansas? Three years. Nice. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of those distilleries that, like, I wouldn't tell my buddy who's had 5 scotches in his life to go find, even though I love it. This is just not quite one of those starters, man. But for those of you who've been around the block a few times, man, you'd be rewarded. Andrew Page, I think you were mentioning trying to find or pick up this was it a 19-year-old or something? Man, I'd pull the trigger. This has got it going. ML Muser. Jump out of this at the bed. Yeah, man, get some good rest. It's lunch. Word, brother. Interwebs. Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm not sure you find it, how often you'd find these over sitting in shops, let alone out in Kansas. Who knows? I don't know what the whiskey scene is out in Kansas. Goddamn Brewers, 4-4, man. This game's too intense. Launch, brother. Vienna is where you go after Springbank, says Coates. That's an interesting point. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Oh, wow. From a local store. Very cool. God damn. The more I drink this, the more I like it. This is fast becoming one of my favorite whiskeys. It's got the thing I'm really enjoying about this Ben Nevis is that it has this like simultaneously creaminess and fruity vibrancy, but it also has this nice dryingness on the back end, but it ain't too much. It's like it's balanced really nice. You get this kind of juicy, mouth-watering fruitiness that just makes you want to go back in for more, but the dryiness is giving it a little bit of punch, a little bit of weight. I really like what's happening with this. Again, I'm not sure how easy it is to get your hands on these, but this is probably something that folks could find online. I got lucky. Like I said, I found it sitting in a shop here in Chicago. But man, legit stuff. Legit stuff. I'm really digging it. Time to see what this Lafroig 10 sherry cask is all about. Oh yeah, do share, man. I'll be interested to hear what you think about it. Rob Davies in the house. Ben Nevis. What up, Rob? Good to see you, man. They do. The store that I saw did have another bottle. Yeah. I think they might have had a couple. If you want to chat about maybe getting you one, hit me up at malt.muser@gmail. I might be able to figure out a way to grab another one of these and send it out your way, man, if you're interested. I'm quite enjoying it. And just realize you don't know that you're looking forward to trying Malt Muser. That's a great question. I'm sure there is some stuff, some of the English distilleries, some of the French distilleries, I'm sure like there's some stuff I've never had really any of that. On the Scotch side, it's mostly just like, vintages or, different independent bottlings and stuff, things like that. For the most part, I've had a healthy amount of the distilleries. I mean, I've not had some of the discontinued stuff, Port Ellen, Rosebank, or something like that. I'm not a Brora, I haven't had any of those. But, most of the like accessible distilleries, I've had at least something from. Had Malt Muser at first taste. It's not very balanced. Oh, you're doing the Lafroig 10. Silverlock, my comrade here in Chicagoland. What's up? Glad to have you. Good evening. Laugh Sherry cask is very decent, a little high priced and not that bad. I agree. Yeah. It's interesting given the fact that that one and the Kirchis, which is the cask strength PX, kind of came out right around the same time and are, both around the same price here in the U.S. Kirchis is maybe, on average $5 more or something. I think the Kirchis is much more impressive, even though it has no age statement. Taste of Tuesday indeed, sir. Yeah, do that, man. Do that. I'll be happy to figure out if we could work something out, man. I'm happy to. Yeah. French you will have home. Also New English is on board to get something cool. Yeah, I figured. I mean, those are not easy ones to get. It tastes like the Lafroig 10 with some added sweetness. It smells more sherry than it tastes like. Dude, I felt like there was a hell of an overcoat on that. It didn't taste married very well, but I still kind of liked it. I'd love to go back to it. I got another bottle. I'm going to go back to it eventually. All in all, I think if you have the chance and you can only spend around $100 and you see the Carchis 2021 and you see the 10 Sherry Oak, I lean on the Carchis. Yeah. There you go. It's fucking Ben Nevis, man. I love this. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm going to have to get another bottle of this. This is really good. So many layers of complexity on this, man. It's just evolving. Hell yeah. It's always good when you're satisfied with the bottle. Not always the case. For example, I'll be dropping a review Friday. You will see it's of an Irish whiskey from Dingle Distillery. I was much more excited about what it looked like. I was much more excited about how it was presented than maybe how it delivered, and I'm excited about what they can do. It's not a bad one, but it's, you'll see the review. I'd love to hear from folks if you've had anything from Dingle before. I like the way that they're approaching this independent Irish whiskey distillery. I wanted to support it. I had to grab a bottle. So there'll be a whiskey review of that dropping on Friday, one of their new bottlings. Let me catch up here on the chat. 65. That's a great price. Which one are you talking about? The Ben Nevis or the Lefroy 10 Sherry? I don't ever see cheaper than like 80. Dude. It's all right. It's too young. It's too young. And their casks just don't seem strong enough, and more like they don't seem to mask the youth. Sometimes you get a good young whiskey and you're like, I don't know what this is going to be, but the casks are so damn good that they impart enough flavor that it masks over the youth. It's just not the case with Dingle. I'm kind of bummed about it. I got the batch 5, which is like a PX Madeira and ex-bourbon. Man, I was stoked about this. Found it at a great price. It's a small batch. I uncorked it and did a review of the uncorking because I was like, oh, hell yeah. I love me a good Irish whiskey. Man. It's all right. Could be better. Going into the 8th. Armagnac. Dingle review did was interesting. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Patreons, you guys all have this in your inbox right now as an early release. Everybody else said it will be released to the public on Friday. So one more time for the folks, as I've mentioned 2 weeks ago, dropping the link in the chat. If you want to get in on the sample raffle and support the show, join on Patreon. Don't matter what level you join at, you'll automatically be entered. In about 10 minutes, I'm going to do the raffle. Here are the rules of the raffle. Everybody that is a Patreon supporter will get thrown into random.org. I will run it. And the top 3 folks are going to get samples sent in the mail by me as a token of my appreciation for your support of the channel. 3rd place gets a sample of the Glengoyne 15, which is a discontinued Glengoyne, one of my favorites, along with the Scottie Pippen Digits Bourbon. 2nd place, Digits Bourbon. You get the Glengoyne 15, and you get the Lefroy Carchis 2021 PX cast strength. And 1st place, if you are so lucky, you will get Glengoyne 15 sample, Digits Bourbon sample, Lefroy Carchis PX cast strength sample, and you will get a sample of the Balvenie 21-year-old single barrel. So if you are in and as a Patreon supporter in the next 10 minutes, link is in the chat. You will have the opportunity to be in the running for this, and then I will be mailing you samples as a token of my appreciation for everybody who has supported the channel, man. Appreciate y'all. So 10 more minutes for folks to join before I throw everybody in the randomizer and announce the winners. In the meantime, just to bookend, man, this single cask 21-year-old Ben Nevis, this is a real winner. Great price here in Chicago, $200. Definitely recommended for folks who maybe looking for something a little different. Look like Ben Nevis, or like want something a little bit more complex and interesting, man. This whiskey delivers for sure. In the meantime, going back to this Foursquare rum, 2009. I'm going to catch up here on the chat. Yes, sir. Cost of the Ben Nevis. I would have to ask Zach. This Ben Nevis was $200 plus tax in Chicago, so $225, $230. Hey, Trooper's in the house. What up? Yeah, that's a good one, man. Great to see you, Trooper. He sure has, man. Yeah, he's come through again. Stephen Connor's in the house. What up, Stephen? Great to see you, man. Awesome to have Stephen in the house. He's beaming his signal from Tennessee. Oh, man. Great. Thanks so much for the super chat, Jason. Just a couple weeks. I hit the 1,000 subscribers, a few weeks back. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Much love, Jason. Folks saying hi to good old Stephen Connor. Always great to have him in the house. Hey, Alan the Whiskey Friend, beaming his signal from the UK. What up? No, it's better than you think. Just wait. I don't know if you're in on Patreon, but if you are, just wait. It's better than you think, man. It's a tasty, it's a pretty tasty bourbon. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I'm doing two. Usually I would just do one sample for third, but I'm giving it along with the Glengoyne 15 because I know folks may not just want some bourbon. So we'll see. How do you like the Foursquare 9 verse 8 verse 7? 2008 I still like the most. This one's really good. This is the 2009 that I'm sipping on right now. The 2007 is also awesome. It's really hard, man. I mean, these are all high quality. It's just a horse apiece now. I think the 2008 had a little bit more complexity and a bit more spice. This one's a little bit more on the sweeter side. There's a bit more spice that comes through in that one that I think kind of elevated it to the next level. But this one's no slouch. It's fantastic. They're killing it. Oh, shit. Alan had a toothache, man. Hope you're doing well, brother. Great to see Alan in the house. 85. Oh, you're talking about the Lafroig. Yeah. That makes sense. That's right. Yeah, we just did a tasting, Stephen. I don't know if you've had this one. This is the Archives edition. It's a single cask, Ben Nevis, 21 years old, 48.2%. Awesome stuff. A lot of tropical fruit. Nice savory bitterness on the back end. I loved it. I cracked it open tonight. Absolutely loved it. It's definitely a 4 out of 5 whiskey for me, if not higher. And I found this here in Chicago for $200. Archives, I'm sure you're familiar with it, but for those who don't know, it's an independent bottler from whiskeyBase.com. Really good stuff. If you've not had that one, Stephen, and are interested in a single cask 21-year-old, let me know. There are still a couple available here in Chicagoland. I've seen them. Folks saying hi to Alan, the Whiskey Friend. Try opening up the 2009 with a little water. Yeah, definitely, man. I've really been enjoying it. It's, you can't go wrong with this stuff. You really just can't. I will admit personally, I like the more sherry cask matured, or the ones that they're mixing with sherry cask. I like the ex-bourbon, ex-sherry cask, or ex-port, whatever, ex-fortified wine cask that Foursquare does. But these vintage releases that they're doing, which are just the straight up 12 ex-bourbons, I just absolutely love. They're really killing it. The other one, I have not messed around with like this, the $130 Nobiliary or any of those, but These vintage ones, man, these 12 years are just fucking killing it, man. To this day, my favorite. So I've had a good amount. I've had the Empri. What do I got? Empri. I have Premise, Detente, Sagacity. It's a masterclass one. I think the Sagacity, which is the X Madeira X bourbon, which is the first one I had of theirs. I think that was my favorite. That one is just awesome. The Detente with the port, also really freaking great. The Premise is Ex Oloroso, but it's only 46%. It's high. Yeah, they're all. I mean, you just can't go wrong. The late 90s Ben Nevis Sherry X is the sweet spot. Ooh, yeah, I'd love to try one of those. This Ben Nevis, I think, is only. It just says Ex Hogshead. I think it's just Ex Bourbon. And judging by the flavor profile, yeah, I'd say it's Ex Bourbon. Man, I hear you, dude. I was sick as hell last week too. I missed a couple things, man. Oh, Détente, my bad. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. The Sagacity really did something for me. That there was something about that mix, man, that just didn't really. It killed it. I couldn't figure out if it was détente, détente, like U.S. Soviet foreign relations in the 1970s, détente, right? Versus it was like pronounced differently on that. So thanks for the correction on that, Coates. I won't mess that up again, brother. Appreciate you. All right. Uh-oh. It's getting low. Well, cheers, man. It's exactly like détente, like that. Yeah, détente. The Brezhnev easing of tensions between the United States. Yeah. Whiskey Nose is in the house. What up, man? Great to see you, sir. We got 17 folks in. All right, so this is going to be last call right here because we're going to do this in about 2 minutes. If you join on Patreon now, you will be in the raffle. Again, third place in the raffle. Everybody gets thrown into randomize.org. Third place gets a sample of the Digits Bourbon and the discontinued Glengoyne 15. Second place, you get the Digits Bourbon, you get the Glengoyne 15, you get the Lefroy Carchis, brand new 2021 sample. First place, Carchis 2021, Glengoyne 15, Digits Bourbon, and Balvenie 21 single barrel. So those are the ones that are going to be open for everybody. You got a couple more minutes to join on Patreon and support the show if you are interested in being in this raffle. Appreciate y'all. And I'm going to announce these winners relatively shortly here. Damn, Cat, where'd you get this? Yeah. All right. We'll go until 50 minutes too, and then I will throw everybody in the randomizer. This should be fun. I think folks will be really impressed with, particularly if you've never had a Glengoyne 15. This is not one you can find very often. I freaking love it. And I'm a hit and miss with Glengoyne 15. This is probably my favorite of the Glengoyne former core range outside the 25. All right. Update on his tasting of the Laphroaig Shrug. Not bad at all. Gotten much better sitting those again. Good to hear. Good to hear, man. We're heading into the 8th inning. God, 4-4 tie with Atlanta. Brewers facing elimination in the playoffs. This is tough. Winston. Come here. Oh, say hi to everybody. Oh, what's up, man? Yeah, Coates just poured a little sherry. Ben Nevis, 22-year-old cast strength, picked by the Whiskey Exchange. Nice. Christopher David's in the house. What's up, man? Great to see you, man. It's been a while. How are you? Hope you and yours have been well. Hope you had a good summer. After I finish this rum, I'm going to figure out a little bit of a nightcap whiskey to sip with folks tonight. I'll probably go for something on the. I'm still working on this Carchis PX, which I've really been loving. So I'll probably do that. All right. All right. Just a little bit. Marty wouldn't say anything about it, but he used to be a baseball coach at U Tennessee. Oh, shit. There you go. That's awesome. All right, here we go. Okay. So thank you for anybody who has joined on Patreon. I am going to put everybody into the randomizer to announce the winners right now. So just give me just a hot second here. I'm using random.org/list if folks want to know what the website is. Paste these bad boys in. All right. Here we go. Okay. So third place, who's going to get a sample of the Glengoyne 15, along with a sample of the Digits Bourbon, is Tim, which is Donner Pass Whiskey. So congratulations, Donner Pass. If you are in the house, if you're not, you will be getting a DM from me shortly. Congratulations. You are first place. Second place, Ben Nevis. I'm sorry, Glengoyne, the Digits, and the Carchis release is Andrew Page out in Jersey. So congratulations, Andrew Page. You will be getting some samples from me, sir. Glengoyne 15, Digits Bourbon, and the new Lafroig Carchis PX, which brings us to our first place winner. Drum roll. That's the worst drumming you've ever heard. Wait for it. Wait for it. Tony, King of Prussia. Tony, if you are in the house, congratulations, sir. You will be getting a sample of the Glengoyne 15, the Carchis PX Sherry, the Digits Bourbon, and the Balvenie 21. So congratulations, y'all. Oh, Andrew Page says, can you give mine to somebody who's on? This is my, wow, you've won 3 times already. Damn. All right. Yeah. Let me throw the folks in who have not won or who are not in these winners, and I'll let you know who wins. All right. Let me just get this set up here. We're going for a one-shot deal here. Very generous of you, Andrew Page. And the winner is, it's Juan. Congratulations, Juan. So, Juan, you will be getting the second place winnings, which is the Carchis, the Digits Bourbon, and the Glengoyne 15. So, congrats. Cheers, Andrew Page, man. That's very kind of you. Juan, out on Oahu, you got some samples coming your way. So, congratulations. And again, thank you all for the Patreon support. We, of course, will be doing this again in a few months. And I have a feeling this Ben Nevis might be part of that. So really excited to get samples out to y'all. Thank you, everybody, for the support, man. That's super cool. All right. So there we go. Our third place winner is Donner Pass Whiskey. Our second place winner is Juan out on Oahu. And our first place winner over in over in Pennsylvania, close to where I used to live, is Tony in King of Prussia. You'll be getting messages from me, y'all. Thank you guys again for the support, and let's keep going. So got a couple good whiskeys coming your way. That's fun. Anyways, I'm going to pour myself a little bit of a nightcapper, but I don't know what it's going to be. I think I'm going back to the PX, which is, of course, one of the samples I'll be pouring out. Let me know in the chat, has anybody had this yet, and what are your thoughts on it? Because I'm going to tell you, the more I've been drinking about this one, the more I have been really, really enjoying it. I think this might be the best Carchis release that they have put out, in my opinion, in terms of favorites, since the 2017 quarter cask strength. In terms of quality, I think since the Pheno in 2018. I think they did a damn good job with this one. So would love to hear in the chat if anybody has strong opinions on the new Lafroig Carchis Yes, definitely. Cheers, Stephen Connor. Congrats to Juan. Yeah, and again, man, props to Andrew Page, who seems to keep winning. Appreciate you, dude. That's super cool of you. Yeah, I really think this is a winner, man. The thing about it that it retain the balance between the PX and the quarter cast. So it's a triple matured, similar to like the triple wood they did. You got the ex bourbon cask, first fill ex bourbon. You got the quarter cask, and then you have the ex PX. It's just working, man. It's just working. I think this is one of the more impressive releases they've done, and personally for me, I loved the Carchis 2017, which was the quarter cask strength. I mean, it's a 3-note pony, man. It's literally just wood, peat, and citrus dialed up to 11, and it killed it. In terms of like finesse and quality, I think the Pheno was the last really great one they did, which was the 2018. I wasn't as impressed with the triple wood cast strength. I thought it missed the mark a little bit. It was a little bit over oaked for me. And I thought last year's port and wine cask a bit on the opposite side. It was a bit too cloying. The casks were a little bit, I think they masked some of the more nuanced flavor you could get. But this PX, this is hitting it. I mean, the color alone, absolutely gorgeous color on this. It gives you that nice TPC iodine, classic Lafroig note, the freshness, that medicinal note. And then you just have this beautiful dates, raisin, fig. Well, not fig, but dates, raisin, just like dark fruit sweetness that comes off this PX. A little bit of that fresh strawberry note. Oh, it's a good one. And it's not maybe, I think if you were going to criticize it in one way, it's not as punchy as maybe you would want. I think that the PX on this does tame it down a little bit more than you'd expect from an NAS Lafroig, but the quarter cast brings it back home in the body. It's unmistakably Lafroig. Punches, man. That quarter cast, that damp, wood note that you get off the quarter cast. It's like it's got all of the best parts of the quarter cask in it, but it doesn't have that kind of drying, almost bitterness, because the PX is rounding that off. This one, it is bottled at 58.9%. It's annoying as hell that they don't talk about whether it's chill filtered or natural color. This is one of the Achilles heels of Lafroig. Let me just double check the bottle here. I know the triple wood, at least they say it's unchill filtered. I just wish they were more. First of all, I just fucking wish they wouldn't chill filter their whiskey, and why they would add color, I have no idea. I mean, look at Art Beg. Art Beg doesn't do that. I'm not sure they're suffering in their sales. And you're putting it in a green bottle. Why do you need to put fake colorant in your whiskey if you're putting it in a damn green bottle? I'm not going to go on a rant on this. It's stupid, though. Lafroig could up their game and quality even more if they would just stop chill filtering the whiskey and putting fake colorant in it. Yeah, it doesn't say anything on this one again. It is cast strength, 58.9 NAS. First maturation is first fill ex bourbon, which is like funny, right? First fill ex bourbon. Like, why not just say first fill bourbon? Ex bourbon usually implies third fill. Or I'm sorry, second fill. Refill replies third fill. Second maturation, American Oak ex bourbon quarter cask, which who else is doing quarter casks? Lafroig must be doing their own quarter casks, because who else is doing quarter casks that they're sourcing these ex bourbon quarter casks from? And then finished in European oak hogsheads, originally containing PX sherry. Interesting wording there. finished in European oak hogsheads originally containing PX sherry. Not sure what they mean by that. Anyways, just briefly, Laphroaig, stop with the fucking color. You don't need to put color in it. It's a green bottle. There's nobody at the bar who's going and seeing a Laphroaig and saying, oh, that whiskey's not dark enough. I'm not going to order it. It's a green bottle. Secondly, once it's in the glass and they taste it, they're going to like it or they're not. Laphroaig is not something that people have a varied opinion on. Either you like peated whiskey or you don't. What's the point of adding color? Secondly, why even chill filter it? Ardbeg doesn't chill filter. What's the point? You're only annoying the people who actually would enjoy your product. And your whiskey would be better. It would be better if you didn't chill filter it. We all know this. Stop chill filtering it. It's pointless. You're wasting your time. I guarantee you nobody gives a shit. You're living in your own consultant-laden bubble. Give it up. It's pointless. Stop chill filtering. Nobody cares. I'm telling you, if your decision making about whether or not you're going to drink a glass of Laphroaig 10 is the fact that it got cloudy in your glass, I'd love to meet you, because I guarantee you that the number one decider on whether or not you're going to drink Laphroaig again is the fucking taste. Stupid. Anyways, enough. This Carchis is a good one. The prices on this can vary considerably. Be cautious. US, I have seen it as low as 90. I have seen it as high as 200. This is not a $200 whiskey. This is a $100 whiskey. Yes, I would buy it for 100. I don't think it's worth spending $200 on. Cheers. Cheers. Oh man, I gotta get my hands on that. You know it. Phil just reviewed the 10 sherry. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for the Laphroaig 10 sherry oak. Yes. Have you seen a German bottling release? I would love to know. I have not seen anybody do a review where they know, but they don't say it. So exactly, Daniel. Exactly. I understand refill PX. 10 out of 10 seems a little bit absurd. Yeah. Kilkerran heavily peated. I don't know if I've seen this channel, but that's $200. Wow, it's 100 in PA. I've seen it upwards of 200. Yeah. Seems like it. I don't know. I haven't seen this channel. Maybe, I mean, it's good, but it's not as good as this. And this is almost the same price. There's no way it's as good as this. If you did these blind, I guarantee you that anybody who likes peated whiskey would choose this one for the most part. I think this one's better than the 10 sherry. It's delicious. The only thing that I would fault this for is I'm not sure how many glasses of it I would want to have in a row. But other than that, yeah, it's killer. Great finish. It's definitely a 4 out of 5 for me. Maybe 3.75, 4 out of 5. Depends. Price considered. This is the best Carchis they've done in a couple of years, though, I think. I don't know if any of you have had. So they did have a PX cast whiskey prior to this one. And goddamn Braves. They did have a PX whiskey. I got to go rally cap. Prior to this. And it was, it's a travel exclusive. It's 48%, and it was good. I had it at a bar in London. It was solid, but this is much better. The thing that's so interesting about this is even at almost 60% ABV, it sips so well. Yes. Saratoga Wine Exchange is awesome. One of my favorite go-to places to order whiskey from. Yeah, one out though. Time for Willie Adames to come through. This has been an agonizing baseball series. It really has. Let's go Brewers. Anyways, I'm a big fan of this one. I think folks should definitely, if you like Lafroig, you're not going to be disappointed with this. Look at the color of that, man. Again, we don't know if it's natural, but shit. It just has that the peat smoke, that characteristic iodine note that comes through here, along with these sweet berries and the like raisin note. It's just, it's one of the better. Hard for me. Smith is a Royal, so was Kane. Yeah, I hear you. He was originally a Brewer, and then he went he went to the Royals, and you guys had that amazing series, won the World Series, and now he's back with the Brewers. I'm glad that he's just playing tonight after that injury he sustained. Holy shit, man! He ran into that wall at like fucking 100 miles an hour. That was crazy last night. But the Brewers are down to it here. One out. Adames. I don't know, man. Their offense has been weak the last month. It's tough. Yep. Greg's still here. Get yourself some good rest, Greg. Great having you in the house. And yes, we will chat. All right. Where was I at here with the Lafroig? Has anybody heard about the Lafroig lore getting discontinued? There's been some chatter I've heard about discontinuing the lore, which would be really depressing. Does anybody know if there's any truth to that? I don't know. I haven't been able to confirm it anywhere. But I've heard some folks talking about how the lore might be, they might be removing it off the shelf. Coates says he heard the lore thing like a year ago. Yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen it. It's almost, part of me was hoping. Part of me was hoping that like maybe they're going to bring back the 18, but I don't know. Yep. You're right. A good friend of mine said that like there's nothing particularly wrong with the Brewers offense. They're decent hitter. Adames strikeout. Jesus. We're one out away from being this over. The thing that they said was like, it's not that the Brewers offense is bad, it's that they're not particularly talented. And that seems to be the case. They were killing it all year, and now here we are in the playoffs. This last month they were just like shit. We're down to our final out, and I really thought we would have showed up better against the Braves, but really poor performance by their offense, and and we'll find out later tonight whether or not it's going to be the Giants or the Dodgers. And Yelich is our final out. How fitting. The guy can't get a fucking hit to save his life. It's sad. Unable to confirm, yeah. That's what I was hoping. That would be awesome. Dude, Winston, man, he took off, dude. I don't know what he's up to. Rob says, I know the price keeps going up on lore, and it seems to keep being restocked. It does seem to be going up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would pay more than $100 for it, but God, Yelich. Jeez. I really like the lore. That's true. But, I mean, the Brewers almost won. I mean, they won 97 games, And Yelich just took strike 3 looking, and the series is over. God damn. How fitting of an end for the season. Ugh. It is what it is. Christian Yelich, man. I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, it sucks. Take care, Alan. Yeah, I mean, if you can find the Dark Cove, shit. Take care, man. Ooh, good to know. I'm going to be on a plane to France, but I'll try to tune in. Maybe I'll get internet on the plane and I'll watch you while I'm flying over the Atlantic, brother. Take good care, man. Wash away the Brewers' sorrow. Yeah. And here come the text messages. God. Yeah, y'all, you know, that's what it is. Fuck. Anyways, I'm not going to get too pissed off about this. I mean, true. But, you know, look, every team's got that Achilles heel. You know, losing a bunch of games to the Royals, whatever. I think the what showed up, if we're doing the postmortem, if we're doing the autopsy, the Brewers collapse against when they got when they got their asses handed to them in a meaningless series for the Tigers. That's when I started getting worried. And then the Cardinals just beat their asses in the dirt. And then they show up in this and there's just no offense, man. They just had no spark. It's a fickle bitch, baseball, man. Oh. I'm going to be gone for about a week. Yeah. I'm going to Paris and then I'm going to Belgium. A friend of mine's running in the Paris Marathon, so I'm going to go over there and show him some support. And we're going to fuck around in Paris, probably grab a couple of drinks with Greg's Whiskey Guide if I can make it happen. And yeah, so I will not be on next week, but 2 weeks from now I'll be back. Should be fun. Yeah, for real, man. For real. Cheers, Jason Coates. Fly the F, man. I appreciate it, man. Me too. You know, it's hard not one of the smallest markets in baseball. You gotta love them. There will not be a Tasty Tuesday from Paris, unfortunately. I wish I could. It's just not going to work out the way that I have things scheduled. But Greg and I, you know, we'll see if we can maybe pull together a quick live stream. If not, you know, we're definitely going to hook up. So Donner Pass is in the house. Great to see you. Hey, by the way, you'll be getting an email from me soon. You won the third place finish in the Patreon sample raffle. So you'll be getting a message from me soon. Congratulations, Donner. Appreciate your support. I will do that. Yeah. Sweetie says. There you go. Congratulations. Enjoy it. Me too, Coates. Me too. Right on, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. This is a rough one, dude. We had three of the top 10 best pitchers in the NL. Just can't do it. No offense, man. The offense died. Christian Yelich never got it back together this year after that injury. And the fact that he just took strike 3 looking to close this game says all you need to know. Perfect bookend to the Brewers season. Anyways, yeah, cheers, Donner. Thank you. Good to see you, Gary. Yeah, I'm gonna get signed off here too, man. I appreciate everybody's for hanging out, for the support, everything. For those who won the Patreon raffle, you'll be getting messages from me soon. I'll get those samples out probably after I get back from abroad. But I'll see everybody in 2 weeks. But do keep your eye out. Whiskey reviews will post as normal on Friday. Patreons, you already know which one's coming on Friday. For everybody else, there'll be a review of the Dingle Small Batch number 5 coming out. And I hope everybody stays safe. Be well. I'll raise the rest of this Lafroig to you, man. Cilantro, everybody, and take good care.